York County, Pennsylvania, a place many know for its history, rolling farmlands, and quiet neighborhoods, has suddenly been thrust into the national spotlight as law enforcement responded to a shooting that has shaken the community of Spring Grove and beyond. The phrase law enforcement respond to shooting in York County quickly became one of the most searched headlines on Google, dominating the top trends alongside related searches like York PA shooting, York County police incident, York County officers shot, WGAL news, and shooting in Pennsylvania. This surge of attention has left residents unsettled because York County is usually known for its strong sense of community and small-town character, not for breaking news about a crisis. As details emerged, people across Pennsylvania and across the nation turned to outlets like WGAL for credible updates, eager to understand exactly what unfolded, why it happened, and how it will impact both York County and the broader state moving forward. The story began in Spring Grove, a borough in western York County, when residents first reported hearing gunfire. Within moments, law enforcement officers rushed to the scene, flooding the area with flashing lights and emergency vehicles. Helicopters hovered overhead, neighbors were urged to stay inside, and the atmosphere of calm that typically defines Spring Grove gave way to uncertainty and fear. Multiple reports confirmed that this was not just an isolated disturbance, but a serious police incident that required significant response. York County residents who had grown up in this peaceful area said they had never experienced anything like it before, and many stayed glued to live updates, listening to scanners, or refreshing WGAL's coverage for the latest developments. In today's hyper-connected digital age, news traveled instantly, with hashtags and search terms like York shooting and York PA news trending across social media, drawing national eyes to a community unaccustomed to this level of attention. For those living in York and surrounding towns, the shock was real. Parents worried about their children, families checked on loved ones, and entire neighborhoods found themselves in a lockdown-like atmosphere as officers secured the area. Some residents described the moment as surreal, with one person saying, "I never thought something like this would happen in my backyard," while another emphasized how quickly the quiet of the evening gave way to chaos once sirens filled the air. Local schools and businesses closely monitored the situation, some choosing to delay openings or restrict access until more information was available. These personal experiences, shared online and through interviews with news outlets, painted a vivid picture of the confusion and concern that rippled across the county. For many viewers following the updates, these voices brought the human side of the story to life, showing that beyond the headlines were real families trying to make sense of what happened. Law enforcement, for their part, maintained a steady presence throughout the unfolding incident. York County police units, state troopers, and emergency responders coordinated efforts to manage the situation while urging the public to remain calm and stay clear of active areas. Their swift response underscored the risks officers take daily, as well as the importance of preparation for events that can escalate without warning. The phrase York County officers shot quickly trended on Google as people searched anxiously to find out whether members of law enforcement had been harmed and whether lives were lost. At the time of reporting, officials kept information tightly controlled, stressing the importance of not spreading speculation and allowing investigators to do their work. This careful handling reflected a broader understanding of how misinformation can spread online, particularly in fast-moving, emotionally charged situations like this one. The incident also caught the attention of Pennsylvania officials, including Governor Josh Shapiro, who has made public safety one of his administration's top priorities. While not immediately releasing detailed statements, Shapiro's involvement signaled the seriousness of the situation and reassured residents that the state was monitoring events closely. His leadership added another layer of significance to the story, elevating it beyond a local event and placing it within the larger context of statewide safety concerns. For Pennsylvania, a state with both bustling cities and rural communities, the York County shooting highlighted challenges that are not confined to one area, but resonate across regions, sparking debates about policing, mental health resources, and community resilience. As the hours turned into days, what became clear was that York County had been deeply shaken. Families and neighbors came together to support one another, organizing prayer vigils, community gatherings, and discussions about how to move forward. Local organizations offered resources for those experiencing anxiety, and schools provided counseling services to students processing what they had witnessed or heard. In York City and surrounding boroughs, residents spoke about the importance of unity, emphasizing that in times of crisis, communities must come together rather than fracture apart. These efforts reflected the resilience for which York County has long been known, transforming fear into solidarity and uncertainty into determination. Nationally, the story raised broader questions about violence, safety, and the role of local law enforcement in responding to sudden crises. News anchors and commentators pointed out that while York County may not often appear in national headlines, its experience serves as a reminder that no community is immune to tragedy. The incident became part of a wider conversation about public safety in Pennsylvania, echoing through other cities and towns across the state. People who had never heard of Spring Grove before were suddenly aware of its name, connecting the small borough to a much larger narrative about challenges facing communities today. Even now, with investigations ongoing and facts still emerging, one thing is certain. The York County incident has left a mark on Pennsylvania's collective consciousness. From Google searches and social media hashtags to nightly news coverage, the phrase York County PA shooting has become more than a trending topic. It is a reflection of a community tested by crisis and determined to find a path forward. For those living in York, the hope is that the spotlight will not only bring answers about what happened, but also encourage meaningful conversations about prevention, safety, and the resources needed to protect both officers and civilians alike. The future remains uncertain, but York County's story is far from over. As updates continue to roll in, residents, state officials, and viewers across the nation will be watching closely, hoping that the days ahead bring clarity, healing, and above all, peace.